January,
Devlin.
and we're here today to talk about branding and purpose.
So, branding. What is branding?
Branding is, well, I'll be honest, it is just a tiny bit hard for me to say exactly what it is, but it's a way of helping other people to recognize what is yours or your company. Think back to early 1900s, 1800s, 1700s.
Heck, we can go even further than that, and consider that branding was like an actual mark that you put on something.
The reason I brought up those time periods was cattle branding.
Yeah. Yeah. Putting your mark or initials or company name on your product or good or service.
So that everybody else around knew that it was yours.
Yeah, and just in case somebody, took it,
it could be returned.
Yeah. So branding, in essence, is putting your mark on what's yours.
Yeah.
Whether
Nike.
Yeah. Or Kleenex.
Now, one problem with Kleenex was people call all tissues Kleenex when they're not.
But that's because it's become a household name.
Like Clorox. But that's just one brand of bleach.
Yeah. It's not all brands of bleach. Almost said blands. Anyways, so branding is putting your mark on your products to let people know, the company behind it or the person behind it.
Makes it memorable.
Yep.
Like, what's Nike's saying?
Just do it. What's funny is I use that a lot at work. I tell people, like Nike, just do it. They look at me kind of funny. It's usually when they're not, usually when they're complaining about something. Why do I gotta do this? Why do I gotta do that? It's like Nike, just do it.
It's the job you're getting paid for.
It's the job you're getting paid for. Just do it. Get it over and done with, and then you can go.
Now, you know what an umbrella company is?
Kind of, yeah. It's a company that kind of oversees a bunch of other smaller satellite companies. In a way.
Or a single company that has multiple different types of products.
Yeah, like SC Johnson.
Yes, very good one.
SC Johnson not only goes through and does products for household cleaning and whatnot, they also do a couple other things. I can't remember exactly.
Labors.
Yeah. Another good example would be
first aid.
Another good example of an umbrella company would be, believe it or not, Pepsi.
Yes.
Pepsi is actually associated, from what I've learned, it's associated with not only the Pepsi products, but the Mountain Dew products.
Mountain Dew is owned by Pepsi.
It's also dealing with Frito, Quaker Oats, a couple of other smaller companies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, in that, what that's saying is you can have multiple different smaller venues all under the same company name, same company brand.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's say you make and sell jewelry, but you also sell nail strips, coffee. But how do people know that you sell it
Mhm.
if you have separate pages for each one?
Yeah. It's all
If
about
you keep everything separate, you spread yourself here, 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 and you end up getting so spread so thin trying to keep up with 4 or 5 different, for example, Facebook groups, Facebook pages.
yeah,
But if you have it all under your own brand,
yeah. It's all about presentation and association. Darlin Designs presenting this company, or Darlin Designs presenting that company. Or in association with, you know,
one problem with long hair.
yeah. But basically, making sure to associate your brand with the brands that you sell, or the
Or the
brand,
items that you
yeah,
sell.
or the items that you sell. Now, does that mean that you own those companies? Not
No.
necessarily. It's just the fact that your company oversees the sales of products from that.
And if you have your own branding, if you have your own company, let's say you sell nail strips
Mm-hmm.
for company A, but you don't like having to pay such and such fees or such and such website,
Or premiums or whatever.
and so you no longer work with company A, but you still sell nail strips for company C.
Mm-hmm.
So if you went through and had done a Facebook page, I'm throwing that out because it's one of the easiest things to do. Company A with January.
Yeah.
You have to completely close everything out
Mm-hmm.
and start company C with January.
Yeah. You can't just.
But if you have like Darlin Designs, it doesn't matter if you go from company A to company C or company Z.
Yeah. All you have to do is make mention that you're stopping company A and moving to
But you
company.
still have such and such product.
Yeah. Yeah. You're moving to a company within the same range, but it's a different company. You have to make note of that at least. And then in your continuing post, you have to make sure to mention these are from this company, or these are from that company, not from, you know,
But in branding yourself and branding your yourself, your company, you don't have to go through and jump through all the extra hoops if you quit one and join another.
mm-hmm, yeah. It's the same thing that a lot of, larger corporations will do. They'll
Now,
sell.
with that, you do have to be careful because some companies, especially in direct sales, there are some that do not allow you to, if you sell this, you cannot post anything else.
Yeah, which is in it's considered a non-compete or
Yes, you sign a non-competition clause.
yeah. But I think that you should be allowed to, um, if you quit said company with a non-com or non-competition clause, then that should make that void, and you should be allowed to move to another one.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is if you make a business page
Mm.
and you're selling particular product, you can't sell anything else on that page.
Okay. So you literally can't sell anything at all that is considered competing.
Correct.
That makes sense.
Now, every company is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't go out there and give you a list I don't have.
Yeah. But a simple amount of looking,
In the policies and procedures.
yeah, no matter how dull and boring it might be, will help a lot. Check your policies, check your procedures, always read your clauses and, you know, terms of service agreements. Always. It's a lot of information, but it will save your butt in the end.
What's the number one thing about branding? Do you think?
For me, the number one thing about branding is uniqueness.
I say fake it till you make it does not apply.
No.
There are a number of companies that I will admit I temporarily associated with because they fake it till you make it, spam.
That's not the way to do it.
No. Stay true to yourself
Yeah.
and never spam about your product.
Yeah. There are some industries where fake it till you make it can apply. But when it
That's
comes to
really only telecommunications.
it's some telecommunications and it's some other. I don't know much of any other ones that where it can apply.
Waitressing.
Yeah, you have with um, with not human services, customer service positions. With customer service positions, you
Face-to-face customer service.
yeah, face-to-face customer service positions, you have to close down. Customer service positions, it's expected that you have to be polite and respectful to the customers. And
That does not mean customers always right.
yeah, the saying customers are always right. They're not always right. You know, we're going to lead this into something else, but if if a customer is asking you to do something that is not within the realms of your job or your business, you don't have to do it.
No.
If it's not within the scope of your job description, you don't have to do it. And you can try to politely tell them, you know, that's not a part of my job. Okay, this is one of those areas that's kind of gray and murky because there's a lot. Customer service is a big part of any business.
We will get more in depth in customer service in another video.
Yeah. But
But it, fake it till you make it is not good for your own brand, your product. I mean, if you're going out laying on, you throw some sand in your backyard, laying on it, and take a picture and put it on Instagram and talk about how working for so and so company has gotten you such and such vacation.
that's a scam.
That is scamming. It's faking it, and you are not going to make it.
No, in some cases, yeah, people have made it.
But never anyone that I've seen that
Yeah,
has faked it. Anyone who has started from the bottom
yeah.
and worked their way up, they don't fake it.
No, no, not no. I mean, no, I'm sure there's people that are going to disagree. Of course, they're going to disagree. You will always have a disagreement somewhere by someone for some reason. But it's what you do in spite of those disagreements, in spite of the negativity and the naysaying and all that.
Now, back to branding. How do you?
Mm, well, I kind of mentioned a little bit about this earlier. It could be initials, it could be a logo, it could be, you know, some form, some way to mark your company. You know, like we'll go back to S.C. Johnson. That was a family name, people that started the company, or the other person that started the company. You know, um, could be like Reese's, Snickers. You know, they named it after the people that started those companies named it after some aspect of their life.
Add a brand. Simply put, you need a logo of some kind,
Mhm.
whether it's words or a picture or a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Has to be unique. Um, here, for example, the company's name is Darlin Designs. We believe in designing your future. You can't grow without change. Hence, the butterfly.
Mm-hmm. A simple little creature with such dramatic change. I mean, I can't wholly speak for you, but I believe that I subscribe to the butterfly effect. You know, a small change can make a big difference
Yes, it can.
somewhere in the world.
Yes, it can.
A little bit of kindness here can make someone's day. And that's what we try to do, you know, without compromising ourselves. You know,
Never compromise your beliefs. Never compromise your morals.
don't sell yourself short. It's okay to ask to be paid for your time.
Yes,
Don't let anybody ever tell you that your time isn't worth anything. You can be paid for your time and you can ask to be paid for your time. If somebody doesn't want to pay you for your time, they're not worth your time.
um, example, if you make jewelry and somebody wants, begs, pleads, and demands to only pay $5 for your handmade creation, that's not right.
No,
Now, if upon occasion you occasionally have a sale,
that's a different story.
But mind you, don't go that cheap if the items to make the product cost more.
There are equations and formulas out there to determine, you know,
How much you should charge.
how much you should charge. And
We can go into that in another video. How else can you brand besides a logo?
besides a logo,
And just have a look. What does the logo go on?
anything. It can go on paper, it can go on
Stationery,
clothing.
business cards, web pages,
Mm-hmm.
cups, pens,
Everywhere that
hats.
there is a surface that your customers are going to see, have your logo, have your brand name, have your image.
They end up seeing it while you're wearing it, walking through the store. They see it. You're like, I haven't heard of that before, and look it up.
Yeah.
It's a walking advertisement.
Keep business cards on yourself. You know? Hey, do you like this? Do you like that? Well, I sell this and that. Here, have a business card. Check us out.
Talk to people. Introverts, I know how hard it is. Do I know how hard it is? I'm one myself. But talk to people. You're, say you don't have a car, you're riding in an Uber.
Talk to your driver.
Ask if they drink coffee.
Heck, the Uber driver we had the other day, we had an interesting conversation with him about business.
Yeah.
You know.
The ins and outs, the intricacies.
Mm-hmm. It's all about taking a risk. You know, it's a gamble. It's an investment. And if you look at it like that,
It can also be written off as a business meeting.
mm-hmm.
We'll get into that in another one.
Yep. But put your mark everywhere that you can. Even if it's just making a flyer or a poster and tacking it up on a telephone pole.
Or in the laundromat.
Or putting a couple business cards in the laundromat, yeah. Or
the local cafe.
a local cafe. Because a lot of places like that welcome that kind of thing. You know, they welcome local businesses putting their information there. Wanted ads, this, that, the other. You know, one of the grocery stores in my hometown has a whole corkboard just for local business, just for local opportunities. And, you know, look for the little places. Look for the little cafes and even some of the big ones. Put your name out there. You know, you don't even have to walk up to a random person and go, "Hey," you know.
No.
You can put your stuff anywhere.
Wear your product.
Wear your product. Wear your logo.
You never know when somebody will come up and say, oh, I like that necklace. Oh, I like those nails. I love your hat. There are still people out there who give genuine
Compliments.
compliments. Thank you.
You know, and
I go up to people, oh, I love that. Where'd you get it?
mm,
And I'm not just saying it to say it. I'm saying it because I'm actually interested.
see, that's how this kind of stuff works. You know, you I'm sure you've all stood there and seen somebody wearing something. And it's like, I love that. I want one. It's
Or
not about
not
jealousy.
just somebody somewhere at church,
Yeah.
at school,
Yeah.
for those of you who are parents, teachers, even.
Heck, I remember when I was a kid, I used to memorize infomercials and then repeat them back word for word to my mom. I'm sure you parents out there have had some experience with that on occasion. I know we've had it.
No, it's mostly just jingles.
Well, that too, yeah. But even jingles, even that's another form of branding.
Yes, it is.
You know, jingles, slogans, something memorable that brings to mind an image of the company.
That little jingles, little slogans, kind of like, what the hoot?
Bella
That works. That works too. But it helps you remember the company. We'll never forget where to get auto parts from. And where is that?
O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Auto parts. Ah!
No, thank you, assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
There are so many different ways to brand. You don't have to limit yourself to just a logo, to just a business card.
Yeah. You can, well, heck, custom make. You can put your logo on t-shirts, on hats, on all sorts of stuff.
And if you can't do it yourself, I can guarantee you there's somebody out there who can do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are companies out there that you can go to put your logo on
Anything.
anything.
Vistaprint, for example, you can go through, make a business card. It will turn around after you've designed that card and suggest hats, shirts, pens, stationery, flyers, cups, mouse pads, magnets,
Mm-hmm.
stickers,
Mm-hmm.
everything with your logo, your design.
The resources are there. The resources are there out in the open. You just got to use them.
And if you're not good at coming up with a logo, you want one, not good at coming up with one,
There's people that can help with that.
yeah, there are designers, graphic designers that do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost track of how many logos I've made. And not for us.
No, for other people. But anyway,
How do you create the logo? How do you create your brand?
by using something that speaks to you, but not just to you, that something that has an underlying message.
Here's an easy thing to do. You're going to want to get pen and paper. Write down why you started your business, what your business is about, what you do, your favorite animal, your favorite color, your favorite gemstone,
Your favorite food, even.
your favorite food.
Write down all of your favorite things.
And look at your list of favorites. Look at what your business is about. Do you have a mission?
You have a mission statement. You have a purpose. What is your purpose?
Looking at that list, it can help you piece together your logo, your reason, and help others find you.
Now, if you're just in it for the money,
You may as well click off this video.
money's not going to make you.
Money doesn't happen overnight.
Nope.
Nothing happens overnight.
No.
It takes time and it takes work.
It also takes patience. It takes a little bit of resolve as well. Determination. And a few other things.
So what? You're not working a regular 9-to-5 job.
You can set your own hours.
But you still have to put the hours and the time in.
Effort in equals what?
Rewards out.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow.
Mhm.
Like a garden. If you don't put any work into a garden, you don't get those luscious, yummy tomatoes.
Yeah.
If you eat them.
Now, there are some things that, kind of take care of themselves, but you still got to check on it every now and again. Just like a business. Some businesses can take care of themselves, but you still have to check in every now and again to make sure that it's still on the same path that you want it on. But don't be afraid to make changes here and there.
Yes.
If you're afraid to make change, if you're afraid to adapt and expand or contract or any of that,
Adapt and overcome.
adapt and overcome, you won't make it very far. The world doesn't stand still. Never has, never will, isn't going to.
10 years ago. 10 years ago, prime example. Smartphones were a dream.
Or they were just starting to come out. Just the barest of bones things. Nowadays, they've got...
Not the kind of phones that were around talking about the Chrysler Razor, the one that flipped and had the full keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, 25 years ago, cell phones were the size of bricks.
Or thereabouts, yeah. But now we've got things that we can hold in the palm of our hands that have more power.
On our wrist.
Yeah, or on our wrist that have more power and computing ability than the Apollo computers. Now, mind you, those were very specified. Those were for a very specific purpose. But even still, if you retooled this, it could take you to the moon. If you
With some help.
With some help, of course. But still, I mean, things change. In another 20, 30 years,
For all we know, smartphones will be obsolete and everything will be implants.
but we're not predicting the future. We can't see that far ahead. But you have to learn to adapt. When things change, you change. When things update with them. Go with the flow. Don't try to swim against it.
We're not salmon.
Many of the companies that I've worked for, some of their computer systems are so far behind. They're still running Windows XP.
Oh no. But it's actually a fairly good system.
Yeah, it's their most stable system. But even still,
so we can't really fault them for that.
Can't really fault that. But I mean, I can understand the philosophy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But even still, you still have to be willing to adapt and change.
If it breaks and you don't get anyone to fix it, or you don't learn to fix it yourself, what do you do then?
You have to adapt.
You just give up?
A lot of people will. They'll just stop and give up.
If you're not willing to change, if you're not willing to adapt, there's no point.
It takes a little bit of time and effort. But if you're willing to put in the time and the effort, you'll get the rewards.
Oh yeah. It won't happen in one night. It probably won't happen in the first year. Sometimes not even 2 years. But don't give up.
It's like the David and Goliath epic. You're David, and this challenge is like Goliath. But with just a little bit of effort, a little bit of time, you can overcome it. And that little bit of effort and time is that rock.
Or a stonemason that makes statues.
Yeah.
You gotta take off a little at a time.
Chip away at it. A lot of stone sculptors. One of the things that I hear is the statue's already there.
They just have to reveal it.
I just have to reveal it.
It's just waiting to see the light of day.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. Have a view, have an image already in your head.
Make a plan. What is your goal? How do you get to that goal? If you don't have that plan in place, it's nothing but a dream. Now, I say don't give up on your dreams. But if you don't have a way to reach the dream, nothing is ever handed out on a silver platter.
Something I heard. I can't remember where I heard it, but dreams are a form of wish fulfillment. They still require some effort to make them reality.
So today we have gone over branding, the purpose of branding, how to brand. That's a lot.
That's a lot. It's a lot of information.
And so I say, we'll see you next time. And until then, keep designing your future.